This video will show an installation of our CRL 100 series aluminum railing system. This installation is showing our 100 series aluminum railing system using pickets. The rail is mounted on a cement base, and we're mounting a guardrail on the platform and a handrail running down a handicapped ramp. In this particular installation, we're going to use a core mount installation method. We have core drilled the cement, and our embedment depth on the posts is 4 to 6 inches. First, we will insert the post, either resting it on a setting block or lifting it up a little bit so that the bottom is raised at least 1/2 an inch from the bottom of the core mount hole. Then we will plumb up the posts using our wooden shims. You want to make sure that your post is plumb. You only want the wooden shims to go down about halfway into the core drilled hole. Once the post is plumb, we'll start by pouring the grout down through the post so that it levels off about halfway up the core mount hole that we drilled in the bottom of the post. We are using rockite, which is an expanding material for this particular installation. This is a fast-drying, very strong material. Once the material is set, we want to remove the shims and then fill the rest of the core drilled hole with our rockite material. This will level itself with the surface of the existing concrete. Once the posts are totally set, we can begin to add the railing clips to our posts. We will start this by using a punch to put the 2 starter holes at the locations we want our clips to be centered at. These center in the die lines that are pre-existing on the post extrusion. Now there are 4 mounting holes in the clip. However, we only recommend you use 2 screws per clip. In this installation, all the posts are the same height, and we will cut the handrail on an angle to follow the slope down this handicapped ramp. Now we will screw on the rail connecting block using the 2 screws as recommended. You may want to also mount these screws diagonally using one on the top left and one on the bottom right. The bottom rail mounting clip goes on the same way, only using 2 screws. Once you have measured the correct distance between the posts, you can cut your top rail, and this will simply snap down on top of these mounting clips. Next, on the bottom corners, you want to put one of the self-tapping screws through the rail and into the retaining clip. You'll need to put at least one on each end. You may also put one on the outside if desired. You can use CRL touch-up paint to paint the tops of these screws after you've completed your installation. Next, we will put the bottom rail on the same way. It just snaps down over the retaining clips. Then we will add our bottom picket vinyl. This is a clear vinyl, so it can never be seen, and it's used to dampen any noise or sound that you might get from the picket directly touching the aluminum top rail. Next, we will start adding our picket spacers. These spacers are 3 7/8 inches long, and you want to start putting the spacers in from one end of your rail section. Put the one in the top and the bottom, they just snap in, then simply slide your picket into the vinyl insert and push it up against these picket spacers. They will now be locked in place. You simply add the next picket spacer and continue this right across the whole section. Now when you get to the end within 3 pickets of your next post, you want to stop and put these pickets in all at the same time. This will allow you plenty of room to angle the pickets so that they will push in properly, and then you can add your spacers. The last spacer you may need to trim because sometimes your spacers will not come out exactly on each section. If they are off by more than an inch, you may want to trim the 1 or 2 picket spacers before the last one to carry this outage across 2 or 3 different spaces so it won't be as noticeable. For commercial installations, your guardrail needs to be a minimum of 42 inches high. For residential installations, a guardrail on a platform only needs to be 36 inches high. We always recommend a 3-inch gap or less between the bottom rail and the ground. We want to make sure that the space between each picket is a little bit less than 4 inches. We recommend 3 7/8 of an inch. This will make it compliant with most guardrail codes. Our rail offers total flexibility so that you can meet any codes in any part of the U.S. The most important codes to remember are your handrail and guardrail heights. These may differ, however. The space between pickets, which must be less than 4 inches, and also between the bottom rail and the ground must also be less than 4 inches. It is easy to add our post caps simply by putting some silicone along the edge of the posts and then pushing the cap down in place. We are now going to cut our top rail and bottom rail at an angle to compensate for the angle going down the handicap ramp. Because our 100 series is a post-to-post system, this makes it very easy for going up and down stairs or ramps or anytime there's an angle change. Because our handrail or top cap is going to butt into a post, allowing you to cut a different angle with each section. You want to make sure that your saw has an aluminum or ferrous cutting metal blade with a minimum of 80 teeth. The finer the better in cutting this material. Then we will add our posts that are now cut at an angle the same way we did the first section on the platform. You want to cut the picket vinyl the same way. Some installers, especially on stairways or sharp angles, may want to put all the posts in first. This is an optional method of installation. However, when you get to the last 3 posts, you do have to put these in before you put the picket spacers on. This railing is going to end into a concrete wall. You can either end your guardrail or railing into a post or directly into a wall. In this case, we're going to use a wedge bolt to anchor our rail clips directly into the concrete. This picture shows that by mounting your clips directly to the surface that you are ending the railing at, you eliminate the need for posts in this area. This is one area where you may want to take advantage of the 4 screw bosses in the rail clips if you're screwing this into wood or metal. In this case, we're going to use the wedge bolt into concrete. Now the platform is complete, and you can see how easy it was to install our CRL 100 series handrail using pickets. You can also use glass as your infill panel by replacing the picket clear vinyl channel with our CRL glazing pocket channel that will accept 1/4 inch or 3/8 inch glass.